Ever wish you could learn something properly, but just don't have the time, so you end up giving up when it gets complex? What if you could learn 5 times faster and master any topic in 2 hours instead of quitting? I'm not here to sell you expensive courses or complicated systems. I'm just someone who got tired of feeling stupid and decided to experiment with AI to see if it could help. And after testing dozens of methods, this actually works. By the end of this video, you'll digest complex information quickly, know exactly what you understand versus what you don't, push through frustration instead of giving up, and actually remember what you learn. Here's the visual mind map I'm about to create from this confusing article. I'm going to paste a 300-word article about customer psychology into ChatGPT. Please, 1. Identify the main psychology principles mentioned in this text. 2. Explain each principle using a restaurant business analogy. 3. Give one specific concrete example for each principle. 4. Format as principle name, restaurant analogy, specific example. Oh, look what just happened. ChatGPT found 7 psychology principles I didn't even notice were there. But watch how it makes them make sense. Social proof instead of some confusing concept. It's now. When you see a busy restaurant with long lines, you think the food must be good. Loss aversion becomes you feel pressure to order the special when it says only available this weekend. Do you see what happened? These complicated psychology terms are now everyday situations I've actually experienced. That busy restaurant line, I felt that. That limited time menu, I felt that urgency. Now you might wonder, why restaurant analogies? I chose restaurants because everyone understands them. But here's what I discovered. You can use any analogy that makes sense to you. Learning about finance, use investment analogy. Think about building construction. The key is picking something you already understand well. This is what makes AI so helpful. It adapts to how your brain works. Suddenly, these aren't confusing concepts floating around. They're concrete experiences I can actually remember and use. But here's my favorite part, turning this into a visual map. I ask ChatGPT, based on these 7 customer psychology principles, create a hierarchical mind map structure showing how they connect to each other. Look what it does. Instead of just listing the principles, it organizes them into 3 groups. Social influence, decision-making biases, and emotion and motivation. Now I can see how everything fits together. And then I ask for the visual version, from confusing text to organized visual knowledge in just a few minutes. This is exactly what my brain needed to actually understand this topic. This works because complex topics feel overwhelming when they're disconnected. AI helps you see how everything connects. So instead of random facts floating around, you get a clear system your brain can follow. Step 2 is figuring out if you actually understand what you just learned. But here's the problem. How do you know if you actually understand what you just learned? Step 2 becomes crucial here. I used to just hope I got it and move on. That's why I'd forget everything so quickly. This is how I finally figured out what I actually understand versus what I just think I understand. After learning about those psychology principles, instead of assuming I understand them, I asked ChatGPT to test me. Test my understanding of these 7 customer psychology principles. Give me 3 real-world business scenarios from basic to advanced where I need to apply them correctly. This is brilliant. Look what it created. Not boring quiz questions, but real situations that test whether I actually understand this stuff. This shows me exactly where I am with any topic I'm learning. No more guessing whether I really understand something. You know that awful feeling when someone asks you about something you studied and your mind goes blank, or when you're in a conversation and stay quiet because you're not sure if you really understand the topic. This solves that problem. Whether you're learning a language, studying for work, or trying to master a new skill, it shows you exactly what you can handle confidently. No more wondering, do I actually know this? You'll know exactly where you stand. This takes away all the guesswork. No more avoiding topics you're unsure about. You get clear feedback on what you understand and what needs more work. You don't have to struggle through boring study sessions anymore. I used to spend weeks trying to understand complex topics like this. Now, AI helps me see the connections and organize everything visually in just minutes. Instead of doing what I used to do, highlighting and rereading the same material over and over, you'll understand and remember key insights much more effectively. But what happens when learning gets really hard? Step 3 is about mindset. I used to hit a wall with difficult topics and just give up. I'd think I'm not smart enough or this is too complicated for me. AI helps me turn confusion into a clear plan. Let me show you what I mean. Let's say I'm struggling with that advanced scenario from before. Instead of giving up, I asked ChatGPT, I'm finding this advanced customer psychology scenario confusing and overwhelming. Help me reframe this challenge as a learning opportunity and break it down into manageable steps I can practice. Look at this. Instead of telling me to try harder, it completely changed how I think about the problem and gave me specific steps to take. Instead of I can't do this, it becomes I'm learning a complex skill step by step. Look, 3 specific things I can try this week, each focusing on one principle at a time. This is what happens when I hit a learning wall with any subject. AI turns my frustration into a practical plan. Instead of feeling stuck, I now had a clear path forward. This completely changed how I approach difficult topics. Step 4 is about actually remembering what you learn. I used to either study once and forget half of it, or read the same thing over and over without really understanding it. Both ways wasted so much time. AI creates a personal study plan that's based on how memory actually works. Plus, gives me harder practice questions as I improve. I want to really master these customer psychology principles. So I ask ChatGPT, create a 7-day space review schedule for these customer psychology principles with practice questions that get progressively harder, including specific times and methods for maximum retention. This is amazing. Look at this complete system. Day 1, simple review for 15 minutes. Day 3, creating connections. Day 7, teaching the concepts to someone else. But here's what I love. It's not just memorization. Day 4, analyze real websites. Day 5, apply to actual business problems. Day 6, fix broken strategies. This builds real skills, not just knowledge. And look at the detail, 15 to 25 minutes per day with specific timing suggestions. It tells me exactly what to do each day. Instead of wondering, how will I remember this stuff? I now have a step-by-step plan that builds real understanding over time. 4 simple ways AI can transform your learning. Deep processing to make complex topics understandable through analogies and visual maps. Self-regulation to test your real understanding. Mindset, reset to turn confusion into clear action steps. And learning optimization to create a memory-based study plan. Start with step 1 today. Take any article you're struggling with and try these prompts. All the exact prompts I just showed you are in a free Google Doc in the description. Just copy and paste them. My friend Brian tried it with complex articles he'd been struggling with. He said it was the first time they actually made sense instead of just being overwhelming information. If you're ready to stop struggling with information overload, comment transformed below and I'll help you customize these prompts for whatever you're trying to learn. Subscribe for more AI learning tips. And if you want to learn more about mind mapping, check out my video, How to Learn Any Topic 5 Times Faster, using ChatGPT, extracting a knowledge graph. It goes perfectly with this system.